Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about transformation, the journey from hardship to strength, from pain to power. Life often throws challenges our way, loss, rejection, failure, or heartbreak. But it's how we respond to these moments that defines who we become. In this episode, we'll explore how pain, when faced with courage and awareness, can become the very foundation of personal power and growth. Let's begin with a simple truth. Pain is universal. Every human being experiences it, whether emotional or physical. But while pain is inevitable, suffering, that ongoing feeling of defeat or hopelessness, is not. The key difference lies in perception. The world's most resilient people don't avoid pain. They learn to interpret it differently. Think of the athlete who trains until exhaustion, the entrepreneur who fails repeatedly before success, or the person who rebuilds life after loss. In each story, pain acts not as an obstacle, but as fuel. This transformation doesn't happen by chance. It's built on mindset, meaning, and the ability to adapt. When something painful happens, our first reaction is often resistance. We ask, why me? Or what did I do to deserve this? But here's the paradox. The moment we stop fighting the pain and start learning from it, we take back control. Acceptance is not weakness. It's the first step toward power. Philosophers, psychologists, and spiritual teachers have spoken about this for centuries. The ancient Stoics, for example, believed that hardship reveals character. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the very thing that hurts us can guide us if we're willing to see the lesson it offers. Modern psychology echoes this wisdom. Studies in post-traumatic growth show that people who endure major life challenges often emerge stronger, more compassionate, and more focused. They develop resilience, a trait defined not by the absence of pain, but by the capacity to recover from it. So how do we turn pain into power in practical terms? There are a few key stages. Stage 1. Awareness. When pain strikes, it's natural to want to numb it or run from it. But avoidance only prolongs suffering. Awareness means allowing yourself to feel, to acknowledge anger, sadness, or fear without judgment. This emotional honesty is the foundation of healing. Stage 2. Reflection. Once you've acknowledged your pain, ask what it's trying to teach you. Sometimes pain reveals the truth about what no longer serves us: a toxic relationship, a limiting belief, or a false sense of control. Reflection helps you understand patterns and choices, turning chaos into clarity. Stage 3. Rebuilding. True power comes not just from surviving, but from rebuilding. This is where discipline and purpose enter the picture. Pain can drain energy, but it can also ignite determination. When you channel it into constructive action, learning new skills, focusing on fitness, pursuing your goals, you create a new identity, built on strength rather than fear. Stage 4. Contribution. The ultimate transformation happens when your healing becomes a source of inspiration for others. Sharing your story, whether through art, mentorship, or compassion, multiplies the meaning of your struggle. Pain that once isolated you now connects you to others. We see this pattern everywhere. Nelson Mandela endured 27 years in prison and emerged not bitter, but focused on reconciliation. Malala Yousafzai was shot for seeking education, yet turned that trauma into a global movement for girls' rights. Their pain became purpose, and their purpose became power. But not every example needs to be historic or famous. Every day, ordinary people turn pain into power. Someone overcoming addiction, someone healing after loss, someone leaving behind an unhealthy situation. These are victories of the human spirit. What often stands in the way is our internal narrative, the voice that says, "I can or it's too late." This self-talk can be more destructive than the pain itself. To change your life, you must change your story. Replace "why me" with "what can I learn?" Replace "I failed" with "I'm growing." It sounds simple, but it's profound. Turning pain into power also means setting boundaries. Sometimes strength isn't loud or aggressive, it's quiet and firm. It's saying no to what harms you, and yes to what heals you. Power begins when you stop giving energy to things that drain you. In neuroscience, this shift is measurable. When you reframe negative experiences and focus on growth, your brain literally rewires itself, a process known as neuroplasticity. New pathways of resilience and optimism form, replacing patterns of fear and defeat. You're not just changing your mind metaphorically, you're changing it biologically. Another key part of this transformation is gratitude. It may sound counterintuitive to be grateful for pain, but gratitude shifts your focus from what was lost to what was gained. Wisdom, empathy, perspective. It doesn't erase the hurt, but it redefines it. Let's take a step back and visualize this process. Imagine your life as a sculptor's block of stone. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every setback is a strike of the chisel. Pain shapes you, but you decide what the sculpture becomes. It can either break you or reveal your greatest form. Throughout history, creativity and innovation have also sprung from pain. Artists, writers, and leaders have used their struggles as a canvas for expression. Vincent van Gogh, Maya Angelou, and even modern figures like Steve Jobs turn personal suffering into a source of brilliance. Pain, when harnessed, fuels purpose. However, it is important to be clear, turning pain into power doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. It's not about toxic positivity or denial. It's about facing reality, feeling deeply, and then deciding that pain will not define you. Power, in this sense, is not control over circumstances, but control over response. So how can you apply this mindset today? Start small. Reflect on one challenge in your life that still carries emotional weight. Ask yourself, what did it teach me? How did it shape me? What strengths emerged because of it? Write it down. You may discover that the worst chapters of your life also contain your greatest growth. Surround yourself with people who support your transformation. Isolation feeds pain, while connection heals it. Whether through friends, mentors, or community, find those who remind you of your potential, not your wounds. And most importantly, act. Power grows through motion. Even the smallest steps, a daily walk, a journal entry, a moment of meditation, reinforce the message that you are not broken. You are evolving. When we embrace pain as a teacher rather than an enemy, it loses its control over us. We become the author of our story, not the victim of our circumstances. That's real power, the kind that no one can take away. So, if you're watching this right now and you're going through something hard, remember this: you are not alone. The pain you feel today could become the foundation of your strength tomorrow. The scars you carry can become symbols of survival, courage, and wisdom. Every struggle contains a seed of transformation, and it's your choice whether that seed grows. Let your pain refine you, not define you. Let it build character, compassion, and clarity. You may not see it now, but one day, you'll look back and realize that the fire you went through didn't destroy you, it forged you. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content on self-growth, mindset, and emotional resilience. Until next time, stay strong and keep turning your pain into power.